Hi, I'm Craig Phillips. In this video, I'm going to show you how to design, build and fit your own foldaway desk. And the tools you're going to require are circular saw, cordless drill, clamps, tape measure, sander, router. So my foldaway desk is going to be 1000 millimeters, 1 meter in length and 650 millimeters wide. It's going to be hinged at the back. You've got the option of using 3 standard door hinges, which are 100 millimeters wide, or you can use one continuous piano hinge. I'm going to be using 18 millimeters MDF sheet, and I'm going to use my router to bevel just a soft edge around 3 sides, both top and bottom of the desk. It doesn't need to be along the back. First, I'm going to cut the sheet of MDF down to size. It's a standard piece, it's 8 foot by 4 foot. So I'll make a couple of marks on here at 650. One at the opposite end. 650 here for my width. So that's my 650 marked on both ends. Now before I fix my straight edge down on here, we have a blade on the underside of that. So I'll just remove the battery. And the blade has this guide along here, so I want to take a measurement from that, which is 40 millimeters. So I'm going to add 40 millimeters onto my mark here, and same again the opposite side. So my next stage is I'm going to cut the length of this down to the 1 meter that I require. Here. Same again here. Now, this circular saw does come with a handy little guide that can be slotted and then tightened up. So when you're doing any small cuts, this guide can actually run across the edge of it here as your blade cuts through. So that is the length and width that I want my foldaway desk. The next stage is I'm going to router the edges across the top and bottom of 3 sides. Now my desktop is ready to be mounted to the hinges and to a bracket and fixed to the wall. So I've got myself a nice little length of hardwood here. It's only thin, but this is going to be the top batten that goes across that holds all 3 of these hinges, and then of course takes the weight of the desk itself. Now normally when you're fitting hinges on a door or a frame, of course you'd draw around it with your pencil and notch it out with your wood chisel, so once it's screwed in it finishes flush with this surface. The way this actually works, it's not required. So now the 3 hinges are fitted to my hardwood batten, I'm going to bring my desk across here. I've got my 3 beveled edges, then I've got my square piece on the back here. So this now needs to be fixed to that edge here. A little mark. Drill a little pallet hole in the centre for the first one. So now the desk is fitted to the batting. I'm going to drill some clearance holes, 4 of them, into the centre part of the batten. And then maybe one about here and here. Relatively equally spaced out because these will be visible. Countersink the top of all 3 screw holes. It's ready. So now this is ready to offer up to the wall, get it level and screw it into position. And we want the working height to be about 800 millimeters, so right about there. Now I'm going to drive 4 65mm screws through my batten, through the plasterwork, and I've got plywood fixed to my stud work here. If you haven't got that at home, you may have to use a plasterboard fixing for the actual plasterboard, or try and find the stud work behind it is always perfect. If it's a solid wall, a brick or a block one, you're going to need to use a masonry drill bit, drill a hole in first, a raw plug, and then drive your screws in. So that is now holding my desk up to lift up like this. The next stage I need to do is build 2 triangular brackets that can fit against the wall and open in and out and hold this desk in position. So now the desk and the batten is firmly fixed to the wall and hanging down, we need to make 2 brackets which will actually hold the desk up. Once it's lifted up into position, these are going to be triangular pieces of MDF that are also hinged this time to the wall and will open in and out. So I've got a section here, it's 400mm by 300mm. I'm going to draw a line right the way across the centre from corner to corner, like this, so they're both pretty much exactly the same size. I'm going to use my saw and cut that. And there we have 1 angle bracket. This will be hinged to the wall and will move in and out like this. So the table will be, the batten's on the wall, that's hanging down, covering these up so you won't see them of course when they're on there. The table will lift up to here, the bracket will move out and the weight of the table will press on it, and the 2 of them should hopefully hold it into position to work from. So that's my edges along these brackets sanded off nice and smooth now. The next stage is to mount this hinge pretty close to the top corner. That's how it's going to be on the wall. Of course it's going to be hinged to allow it to move, so we don't need to notch this out. That's it. These will be fitted now to the wall and will fold in over one another like this. So the next stage is get these level and fitted to the wall. Check that both hinges fold away and your tabletop goes down, and then it can be lifted up. It's a little bit squeaky at the moment, but you open out your two brackets and that hopefully should take the weight of your fold-away desk. If you've enjoyed this how-to video, make sure you subscribe to Silverline Tools YouTube channel for lots more projects, videos and inspiration.